Hello guys and welcome to the Arma Free Editor. What you're looking at here is a scenario, a hostage rescue scenario that I've set up, and we're going to be taking an in-depth look at how it works and what exactly is going on in this mission, and hopefully you'll be able to take something away from it and maybe learn something new or something that you can use in your own missions. So this is the town of Vibor, and this is where I'm setting the bulk of the mission. And basically, hostage has been taken, and it's the player's job to go in and rescue him and bring him back to the base. This is the base at Zelenogorsk, and here I'm using, of course, the RHS mods, which add real-world equipment. So it's real-world Russian equipment and nothing like fake guns that come with Arma-free default. So if we zoom in, we'll take a look at the squad that I've set up. This is going to be the player squad. Playable characters are 4 playable characters in this mission, so you can play it with up to 4 people. If you want, you can play it all by yourself. There are some bots which you can use for support or however you see fit. So basically, playable characters, squad leader, rifleman, medic. I recommend that if you have a friend, then he should play the medic so that he can heal you when you're in the field fighting. And then helicopter pilot, if you have an extra guy, he can be the helicopter pilot. If not, you can fly the helicopters yourself. So the vehicles you get in the base, of course, these KA-60s, nice little transport helicopters. As well, you can also have the Mi-8s. One of them has rockets for close air support. The other one has gunners, or gunner seats that you can put the bots into. There's a few ground vehicles as well, as you just saw, so you can do the mission however you want. It doesn't limit you in any way if you want to go over ground vehicles and get up to there and go on foot, or you want to have some guys in a helicopter helping out and then dropping off dudes. It's up to you entirely. So before I move on, there is a respawn point in the base. There's also a weapons crate, a virtual ammo box, so you can make custom loadouts and take whichever guns you want. And that opens up a whole lot more options. The bots don't respawn, so once your bots are dead, the bots are dead, because only the players are going to respawn in this mission, and that's kind of how it works best that way. So if we get up here and take a look at the actual town that we're attacking, I have some enemies scattered around, and a lot of them do patrols. So they don't stay static, a lot of them don't stay still, some of them do, but most of them go walk around and do some patrols, and I'll show you more of that. But first we're gonna go take a look at the actual star of the show himself, the VIP, the hostage, the guy who we are rescuing. So as you can see, the guy is purple, and that means he is on the civilian side. That means that he doesn't belong to our faction or the enemy faction. If we double click, we can see some more details. I'll get into that a bit later. I actually need to go through and change some of his equipment, because basically his camo looks too much like the camo of the guys, the enemy guys. So basically I'm gonna go in and change his camo and give him something unique looking. I know exactly which one. As you can see, I also made a custom loading screen, and I'll get into how to do that later. Actually, probably in a different video. So if you hadn't seen it before, this is the Edit Arsenal or Edit Loadout screen, which is something new that came with Arma Free, and it makes it a lot easier, especially for new players, to get in and make some custom loadouts. In Arma 2, you had to do it via a different method, and also there's a lot more customizing options in Arma Free. So as you saw, I had the guy holding a pistol, which is not a good idea to give civilians guns, because they turn into homicidal maniacs, and also not only do they do that and kill everyone, but no one will decide to kill them back, because they are appearing as non-threatening to them. So now I've given him a new camo, which is very recognizable. You're not going to miss ID that weird brown mesh. And basically, I'm just going to go through, look in his all his pockets, make sure he's not carrying any grenades, because if he has any sort of weapon, like I just said, he will use it without hesitating. And he'll use it on us, even though we're trying to rescue him, technically. So in here I have his variable name, which I've named him Lalomer2011. He's an expert Russian hacker. He was a vital asset, and he's fallen into the wrong hands, basically. So we need to get him back. So here in his initialization file, it reads, "This disable AI move to stop the hostage from moving anywhere, so he stays in the same place. This add action take hostage, which allows you to mouse wheel take hostage. And subsequently delete vehicle him." And I'm going to show you that right now and what that does. So him is what I named the variable name of an object on the map. You can name it whatever you want, of course. And if we look over here, we see that him is just a lawn chair, and all that the purpose of this is so the object is deleted and then activates a trigger. And this is a little bit rudimentary way to do this, but if it works, it works, and it works. So we're gonna see exactly how it works. So over here I have a trigger, and on the condition of this trigger I've written this alive him. And what that does is scan if the object known as him is present or deleted, basically. So when you grab the hostage, say take hostage, it deletes the object known as him and activates this trigger. Now on activation, it starts out with Lolomer 2011, which is the hostage join group NSF. I forgot to mention I gave the squad leader a variable name of NSF, so he's controlling the squad. The squad is known also as NSF. And when this happens, he'll be on our side, he'll be a member of the squad, which makes him OP4. So that also means that the enemies will start to target him and shoot at him. So when this happens, you want to be ready to get him the hell out of here. This line is followed by Lolomer 2011 enable AI move, which, enables him to move around, otherwise he'd be still stuck in that house or wherever he is. And this is also followed by Hans enable AI move, and we'll get to that shortly. Hans is a little bit of the consequences that happen when you take the hostage. And lastly, there's a little hint on the end of this, because Lolomer is very happy, so when he gets rescued he yells Voyene Plevets Hotzva, which I think makes sense. Tell me if it doesn't make sense. So anyway, moving on, we'll run the mission very soon. Just to remind you, all of the variable names they use, like Lolomer 2011, him, or NSF, that's all subject to whatever you want it to be. Variable names can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you reference them correctly. So I was about to run the mission, but then I just remembered that I've got vehicles with variable names. As you can see here, it has a variable name, and that's because all of these vehicles play audio tracks and audio files, and I don't want to get copyright infringement, so I'm gonna go and take out a line of script, and it's gonna stop all of that from playing. And I'll explain a little bit more about this when we get back.